raised those issues. He forced the country to stop and consider, what is Pandey doing and so on? How could he do such a thing? Is he a reasonable man to renege on a pact solemnly arrived at and so on, between two parties and so on? Eventually, he acted as advice and he fired the Tobago senator and so on, and the system went on. The next standoff took place around the elections of 2000. Now, the UNC won those elections, but there were questions as to the legitimacy of the candidacy of these two candidates, Bill Chaitan and Vincent Gypsy Peters. People wondered, there was no question mark, they had dual citizenships, I think, and the law did not allow you to hold dual citizenship if you were to be a candidate in the election to the lower house. And of course, the Election and Boundaries Commission didn't know that was the situation until they've accepted their nomination. They accepted the nomination of these two candidates. It was raised after that. How could these fellows be candidates when they don't qualify according to law and so on? The Election and Boundaries Commission did not react. Couldn't do anything. It didn't want to inflame an already tense political situation. And it just allowed the matter to go. And perhaps if the PNM wanted to contest it, as they did in court, they can do it. When the results came in, or announced on the newsway, on the media, Robinson did not respond immediately to those results. And many people wondered whether he was not taking it upon himself to adjudicate on these matters, to decide whether he wasn't pondering these matters and going to decide whether Gypsy and Chaitan were legally elected and so on. And those voices, song of disapproval, came from the UNC camp. And Robinson had to appear on television, on the national media, and to make an address to the nation. And he said, listen, his excuse was for the delay, was that he had not received an official communication from the Election and Boundaries Commission on the issue. And that he had heard that Pandey had won the election, or the results of the election, as all the rest of the citizens through the media, and no official communication from the EBC. And that and nobody was going to railroad him into taking precipitate action. And in any case, the affairs of the state is going on. Pandey is still Prime Minister, and he is President, so there's no need to worry to do anything. Well, a few days later, the Election and Boundaries Commission reported to him, and he duly appointed Pandey Prime Minister. But not long after, the issue flared up again, because Pandey came to him with a list of senators, 7 of which were his losing candidates in the election. And Robinson, he delayed again and went promptly to the nation in a far-side shot this time. He called the country together. He said he was going to make a public broadcast, a telecast. And he told the country what had happened, and that in his view this was a violation of the spirit of the Constitution. He talked about the values in that far-side chart. He talked about the values upon which the Trinidad and Tobago Constitution was built. And he said there was a creeping dictatorship that was threatening these values, and so on. He galvanized the entire country with that statement. And he didn't say whether he was going to appoint them or not. He left it in the air. And thereafter, debate raged in the country. You couldn't get a copy of the Constitution anywhere. People bought them out, and everybody talking went with whether may means shall and the whole thing, everybody talking about constitution reform. We had a meeting here in which I spoke and Kurt spoke and Lloyd spoke and so on. The issue was quite alive, constitution reform. And of course, people all over the region give their interpretation. Some of them felt was in consternation. They didn't think that the president had a choice. He was like the governor general. He had to act on the advice of the prime minister and so on, and promptly, and so on.